Hello and welcome back to Loquitur Gaming. I'm Zach, and today I'm going to be continuing playing Earthborne Rangers. I'm on day 4. We camped, so real quick, let's just look at what I'm going to switch out. I'm going to put in 2 Cordo's Instinct into Jandara's deck here. It's just really good. Search the path deck for a card and place it on top or bottom of the deck. So if I know there's something nasty that I want to get out of there, I can. I'm going to take out a Homeward Bound and a Follow in Footsteps. And then in Chase's deck, I'm also going to put in 2 Cordo's Instinct and take out the Masterworks. I just I haven't found the opportunity yet to attach this to gear that has a test on it. It does have 2 symbols, which is nice for a starting card, and exploration at that for our mainly traversing character. But Cordo's Instinct just seems way too good. We did get another reward card on day 3, but without 3 focus, we are not able to use it. So we will shuffle these up really quick. So we have some entries to read for day 4. And I know there's going to be a mission starting. I haven't played this mission yet, but I have seen, I saw Chubfrog do part of it, and I know Derek at Kanji Studios has done part of it. Yeah, there's a lot for this mission that was errated too. I don't know, a lot's like a relative term, but there were things that were errated for the cards. So let's draw our hands. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got a Pakodo, an Oru, and a Riri. Do I just keep this with an Artel? Or do I try to get one of my... Let's try to get a new card. Okay, we got 2 Artels and a Homeward Bound. We can add tokens to Artel's Vaulting Rod, so we probably don't need both of them. I guess I could have zoomed in for you, sorry. I will do that on this side. Let's just hope I remember to zoom back out. All right, what did we get? Well, we got another Artel. Trail Markers is good. I almost want to just dig for... Do I want to just dig for a belt? I think I'll actually keep the right tool and just keep digging for a belt. The reason I'm going to keep the right tool... Maybe I'll keep the right tool and a field journal. I got 2 headsets. The reason I want to keep the right tool is because if I don't get a belt, I can always turn in one of my equipped gear to go searching for gear in the deck and then bring it out for free. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Well, they went down further than these 4 cards. Ah, there's a belt pouch and a Cordo's Instinct and an adaptable multi-tool. Holy cow. A good time was had by all, he says before the day starts, because it could be all downhill from here. We are coming down from the mountains. Okay. We need Lone Tree Station, because we did a complete circuit last time. And we have the weather for day 4 is downpour. Let's see what downpour says. It comes in with 4 rain. Discard 1 rain from this card. Each ranger suffers 1 fatigue. If there's no rain remaining, flip this card. So this is one that flips without needing to wait for like a refresh phase. Let's just see what the other side says. Gathering Storm. It's also rain tokens. Focus plus Reason. Right? Is that Reason? I think so. Shelter at a 2. From the threatening clouds overhead to discard 1 rain from this card for every 2 effort. During refresh, add 2 rain to this card. If there are 4 or more rain tokens, a peal of thunder fills the air and heavy rain begins. Move all prey to along the way. Then each ranger exhausts their roll. Oh boy. Flip this card. So you do not want to have, you don't want to get into a situation where you get 5 rain on here. Because so if you had it up to 4, then you did the test and got it down to 3. Then on the next refresh you added 2, that goes to 5. So this is also where that rule of the weather tokens stay on the card when it flips. So you want this to be exactly 4 when it flips. If it gets to 5 when I flip this back over, you don't restart at 4 rain. You start at however many tokens were on the other side. So it could start at 5, which is another whole sun fatiguing effect hitting you. There. We'll shuffle the challenge deck later. We're not going to build the path deck yet. I think we're going to read our entries. So we have 94.7 and 1.04. I swear, any of the 90 things, they just sound like radio stations. Like 94.7 FM. Okay, that worked. 94.7. If you completed Rescue Lun. I did. You hear a whistle from outside your tent and stumble out, bleary-eyed, to see Zexal in your campsite atop his stilt horse. Got something for you, he shouts, and tosses you a leaf-wrapped package. It's from Lun. He said thanks for saving his life. You open it and find packs of needle tea. Each ranger gains 1 energy in an aspect of their choice for the first round. Well, of our choice is going to be an extra spirit over here just so we can play Pakoto and Oru. So Chandara is going to take a spirit. Get our little friends out. If we take an extra focus, we can get the multi-tool and the field journal out along with the belt pouch. Sure. Sounds fine and wonderful. And then it was 1.04. You wake up in the morning to a dark sky thick with clouds. Rain is falling on the head of the valley in thick sheets, and the creek near your camp has spilled over its banks. Before you finish packing, a familiar figure approaches your camp. It's Cal Ivor. "Make haste," he calls. "Areas southeast of Lone Tree are flooding." It was that ridiculous shaper. Came to water the hanging gardens and instead created an entire storm front. Elder Thrush is sending teams across the upper valley for rescue and relief efforts. You must go to White Sky, Kobo's Market, and to the Golden Shore. If you can get there in time, make sure everyone is safe, then provide whatever aid you can. This could have been avoided, Cal says, mostly to himself. He looks down the trail in the direction of Lone Tree, then back to you. I would accompany you, but Calypso and I have been tasked with finding Aiel. Maybe he can fix the mess he's created and put a stop to this rain. You're on your own. Good luck. You're going to need it. As if on cue, a peal of thunder rattles the air. Gain the Rising Waters mission. Okay, we will write it on here. This is day 4. Rising Waters. You'll have to move fast to beat the waters. Record 94.2 2 days from now, day 6. .2. At the start of that day, read that journal entry. That might have been redundant. Okay, we need to find the Rising Waters mission. I do have the mission cards out. Helping Hand, Journey, Helping Hand, Rising Waters. Torrential rains are causing floods. Okay, White Sky, Cobos Market, Golden Shore. Use entry 105 instead of the normal entries for these locations. Okay. When a card with a flood attached is cleared, place 1 progress on this mission and shuffle the flood into the path deck. So flood has errata, but I guess we read that when we're told to. We got to go to one of these places, I guess. So use 105 instead of normal entries. When a card with a flood attached is cleared, place 1 progress on this mission and shuffle the flood. You got to have 3 progress on this mission, and we read 1.07. All right. So this is still a little bit zoomed out, but we're here. And I'm almost positive Cobos Market is where Spirit Speaker Null wanted to go. Because I had half a mind to try to take her on her helping hand. So it's Cobos Market, White Sky, and Golden Shore. We know we can get across the lake with Vera, right? So I'm wondering if we try again to use the topside mast to get us down to Cobos Market in 1 travel, make our way back up north to White Sky, and then across the lake to Golden Shore. Or yeah, because I can't take a boat back this direction. So if I start up here, it'd be more travel to get down to here. So I think we're going to go down and then back up. And then maybe we'll go this way to the fractured wall just so we can see something new. But that's probably like a couple of days from now. That's going to be our plan. I want to try to find Spirit Speaker Null and topside mast, get down to Cobos Market, deal with flooding, maybe go through Boulder Field, back up to White Sky, deal with flooding, cross the lake to Golden Shore, deal with flooding. It's probably 2 days worth of stuff to do. Okay, so that was the reading of all the things. Now we got to set up the path deck. And we came down through the mountains. That's Lone Tree Station. What does the elder... Oh, there's no elder here. It's just those guys. Oh yeah, there's no elder here. Mountain. Stupid IRIX. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh man, and on a mountain, I didn't even read that. On a mountain, we add a token to the weather. So this could just keep making the rain get worse. So I doubt... So that's another good point on the token staying when it flips, because this could also, this could also add tokens to the other side. And you could get a lot when it flips, because if you draw a lot of mountains when it's over there, Good job, me. All right, that's enough with the path deck shuffling. I'm not forgetting anything. Is it page 10? Elect the lead ranger. We had Chase lead ranger last time. We'll go with Chandara this time. Challenge deck, yeah. Mission cards, arrival, setup, start of the day stuff. Okay. We're not going to read the entry again because this one hasn't changed. It's not one of the ones listed on here. It's a big tree, and it's been our home since we became a ranger. Search the path deck for the next predator and discard it. Holy cow. That was a lot of really good cards in a row. Pouncing Aatrox at the top of the deck. That would have been a leisurely visit, I think, to the old Lone Tree Station. And the other setup was lead ranger draws a card. Sitka Carcass. Great. If we're going to go topside mask, though, I'm not too mad about this, I don't think. Search the path deck for. They can bring a predator out on a sun. Because I'm probably not going to be interacting too much with this. It is in the way with 3 presents. Yeah, I think that's it. So we'll start the round. Chandara is our lead ranger this time. Agitated Meadowlark, some singing birds, and, well, we got a whole flock of birds. This is not too bad for our setup round, I guess. We wanted to set up anyways. So we're going to spend 2 for a Pekodo. Our Pekodo friend. We will spend 1 awareness for a belt pouch with 3 uses on it. 2 for an Oru. Let's not do any of that stuff yet. And then 1 for a field journal with no uses on it. Okay. 2 awareness for a Riri. No reason not to do this. We'll just use Riri to scare off these little birds. Before a being moves or enters, play within reach. My ranger token wasn't on there. So Riri can do 1 harm to someone in their area. They're all within reach. They have a harm threshold of 1, so we'll just get rid of it, get it out of the way. 2 focus for an adaptable multi-tool with 3 charges on it. And then what? 1 fitness for Artel's Vaulting Rod with 2 uses on it. Now, how about we only have 1 awareness left? Can't do Cordo's Instinct. Do I even want to do tests? Or just say forget it and go to the next round? Let us do this. We will use, I think we're going to rest over here. We will use Oru to move Pekodo over here to put 2 progress on Pekodo. We'll use 1 off of Pekodo That's not the right dice. Die, that's not the right die. And we will add to an aid card with Pakoto there. And we will, oops, I forgot. Pakoto's 2 are going there. We're going to use our roll and spend 1 to add another token here. And I think that's it. I think we're just going to rest. I don't want to do any tests, so I don't have to add any weather. Take fatigue. Worry about the carcass. The carcass, this is a really good card to watch for if you're doing a lure mission, because it's 3 presents on with just clearing 1 card. It's pretty good. So I think we're just resting and refreshing. It's an example of refreshing with a lot of energy. We have to get rid of our extra energy that we got from the start of the day thing. Draw a card. Boundary sensor, cool. Intention translator. Yeah, I think we'll put that out. It's another aid card target. Those don't tick down unless you draw suns, though. So that's kind of a bummer. Not on a refresh. All right, next round, path cards. Wouldn't you know it? Everyone's favorite, persistent, stupid bird, circling iris. And over here, Spiderline Stanchion, the thing we actually did want to find. So now I just need to get on there. And of course I don't have any reason icons. So I almost need to wait another round to be able to add this. So let's see, if this token is here, I got 1 spirit. Oh, I can adaptable multi-tool for 2 spirit. This would be 3, and this token would be 4. Yep. So, for those who are new, Spiderline Stanchion, we want to get all of our Ranger tokens here, which we have to do this test, which is a difficulty 3. But then when we travel, oh, I still have to interact with Lone Tree Station. I still have to be able to travel. That's right. Oh, no, wait. This is Spiderline Stanchion. This isn't even the one I wanted. I wanted... well, this is another way that you can travel 2 paths away. Topside Mast is the one I was thinking of, where we could travel immediately without interacting with that. So I'm not even sure that I care about Spiderline Stanchion, to be honest with you. I think Focus is the one. I think Focus is on the Topside Mast. Well, let's keep setting up, I guess. We'll go first here. We could try to get rid of that bird. Quiet would have been nice. So the bird, if it's along the way, move it within reach. It's going to fatigue us. If it is within reach and we have 3 or more injury, or 3 or more fatigue, we have to exhaust it. There's an active predator, exhaust it. So on a mountain, the bird could deal with the carcass or the meadowlarks. So the board could take care of itself a little bit. We'll spend 1 fitness to play our boundary sensors. 4 uses. So because of our belt pouch, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4 pips of usage. Now over here, I don't know if I care about the Meadowlarks. I can get 4 on the Iris. Riri's not in the right place to do harm to the Meadowlarks. I mean, the dumb things are persistent, so I gotta get rid of them. We'll use Pakoto to put 2. Wait. Let's do our turn first. We're going to spend 1 to bring out the Intention Translator. So we're at 5 over here because of Artel's Vaulting Rod already. That comes with 3 charges on it. But it's an aid card, so that's why I want to do that first, because this can add a token to an aid card. And we'll put the 2 progress here. Oru. It's not bad for it to move here while I'm controlling where it moves, because I do not have 3 or 4 more fatigue, so it cannot injure me with its crest ability. And if I drew a sun, it would fatigue me as it moved, but I'm the one moving it. I played a card, I did the exhaust abilities. So now we come back over here. I think I'll use Cordo's Instinct. To search the path deck for a card. So I want to search for Spirit Speaker Null. So 2 to play this card. So I search for her. Put her on the top. That was our turn over here. Yes, I think we're good. Any exhaust abilities? No. Then here, move all progress from a being to a feature in Artel's Vaulting Rod. I think I'm just going to try to connect with 3 spirit and 1 of my tokens with this circling Iris. So this has to be shuffled. This is our first test of the game. So we're sitting at a strength of 4, or an effort of 4. On the spirit, it's 0, so that would be 8. Clears that out of the way. Crest. No crests. All right, so we come back over to here. What do I want to do? I don't have any awareness to scout or to dig for things. I think I'm good with 8 card tokens, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to exhaust my roll over here to go twice in a row with this ranger. And I'm going to use the scout ability on Riri with 2 awareness. So I'm sitting at a strength of 2. -1 is 1. We need to leave this out though, because Oh, hey, the Scouting a Spirit Speaker Null. Put it back on top. Draw it. What do you know? So we got Null, and then Crests. If there's an active predator, there's not, because we got rid of it. Because her crest is still going to fire off from this challenge effect, because she came out as a result of the test. So you finish everything for the test first, then do challenge effects. And like, I think all humans, she has a thing that checks for active predators. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's how all the humans are. Okay, now let's try to get let's try to pet Oru. We're going to spend 2. I'll take a fatigue going past the Meadowlarks. So it's 2 versus 1 to pet Oru. -1 is 1. We're still good. It successfully stands up. I get to sue the fatigue to finish off the test. Oh, we got quiet. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, mountains. Add 1 token to the weather. If there's an active predator, there's not. If there's an active predator, there's not. All right. Now, let's use Oru to move Null and put 2 progress on her. And I don't see why not. We should pet Oru again with this Ranger's turn. So 2 to 1. -2 we fail. And we draw a sun. So nothing happens on the test. This ticks down. Discard 1 from this. Each Ranger suffers 1 fatigue. If there's no rain remaining, we flip it. Fatigue. Fatigue. If your Ranger token is not on this feature, exhaust this feature. Search the path deck for the next predator. And put it into play. Oh, you stupid birds. Stupid birds. And this zone had already activated, so this is not going to trigger, I don't think. I think there's something about that in the FAQ. Let me throw in a cut real fast. Let me double check this. Be right back. Okay, so it will. So next predator, I put it into play. It comes in along the way because the area was up. Now this area is active. This card is not executed yet. So the sun on here is, if this being is along the way, move it within reach, it fatigues you. So now we do have 3 or more fatigue. We have to be careful of suffering an injury, and we also have a predator on the board. But we would move here now. This card has already activated. The sun wouldn't do anything here because it's already within reach of me now. Did I say within reach before? I meant along the way. It comes out along the way, then it moves within reach because of its sun effect, and it fatigues me for its presence of 2. And we have to shuffle. What was that test I was doing? I don't even remember what I was doing. Trying to pet the dog, and it failed. Isn't that marvelous? I could play Quiet out to just chase off the Irix. She would take a little bit of damage back. I never seem to have my whistle out when I need it. Or ever. Back over to here. I think we're just going to rest. Is that true? No, it's not, because the Irex is over here now. I don't have a predator to worry about for damaging Null. I didn't read her entry. Oh no. The world's coming to an end. Spirit Speaker Null enters play. We have already done accommodation. If you spoke with the spirit, no. 45.3. You come across Null, the spirit speaker of Lone Tree Station, sitting cross-legged before what looks like a floating disc of water. Her eyes are closed. You assume it's best not to interrupt whatever she's doing and wait quietly for a few minutes. The spirit speakers of the valley are most adept at communicating with the world beyond the visible spirits, great and small, as well as those of the ancestors. Null's gifts are greater still, for with the help of a device crafted by Binamon, she's able to communicate over great distances, projecting images and emotions into the minds of rangers in the field. After several minutes, she opens her eyes and speaks. The spirit of the valley was eager to tell me that you were coming, she says. She turns to you and smiles warmly. How can I help? If you need me to send a message, I may not be able to at the moment. The spirit of the Verdessa, the great jungle to the south, has gone silent. I don't know why. I feel like I need to get to the bottom of it before I do anything else. I'll be too distracted otherwise. Something's wrong. Okay. What was I going to do? Oh, I have a spirit left. Do I want to try to connect with Pakodo? I should not try to connect with Null, right? Unless... because her presence is 2. I think I'll just try to connect with Pakodo to get some progress on Pakodo that I can use on other beings. So we're going 1 versus 1 on a spirit test. +1 and a stupid sun. So let's start with the test first. 2 on Pakodo. Nice, good ferret. Suns down to 3. Everybody takes a fatigue. We need to soothe some fatigue. We need to pet the dog. And there are no other suns. Okay. I think that's it. When I rest, I have 2 focus, so I put 2 charges on Field Journal when I rest. We have no energy over here, so let's refresh. We didn't need to do this. 2, 1. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. 3, 2, 2, 1. 4 fatigue here is not great with a dumb bird. Okay, card draw. Oh, a second quiet. And a second Pakodo that we can use for other things. Okay, let's... nothing on refresh here. Let's find the topside mast. Hanging Gardens. There's nothing really to read there, I don't think. Because we've read it before. Yep, it's just pretty. It's a pretty place. It does have a presence on it, though, which is a bummer. And Cordo. Oh, we should look at Cordo's because we have done Cordo's thing. And Cordo's a little bit different than other humans because he's like a... I don't know if fighter's the right word, but like a dangerous animal-centric kind of ranger. It takes 2 active predators for him to be harmed. So he's got that going for him. 44. If you have found Kodo's quarry, which we have, 44.2. Cordo roars out a welcome when he sees you. The great hunters return. Good to see you. Just a moment, and I'll grab a bottle of the good stuff. You spend an enjoyable few hours chatting with Cordo. When it's time for you to leave, he hugs you and looks a bit sad to see you go. Glad you came by, fellows. You know we should go hunting again for too long, right? I know plenty of tales of more elusive beasts than that northern ghost. You're not going to give me anything, Cordo? That's it? Oh, actually... maybe I shouldn't have done this, but this could be cheating. There's a different clear thing here. Yes. What's going to give me there, Cordo? It's 6 progress, though. So many things that need progress. And we got floods to deal with. First of all, I still don't have like a lot of features out here to get rid of, except for this Hanging Gardens thing. Add 1 to this feature. Soothe 3 fatigue and heal 1 injury. Wow. That's relevant for 2 awareness, but this has to go. So we're going to start here, play a quiet right here. Where are you at, quiet? We got all of our animal friends. Oh, you know what I just thought of? If both of my rangers play quiet, I don't have 2 quiet minis. Uh-oh. Pause the game. Go paint. Just kidding. So, okay. That was the turn. Now I'm going to use exhaust abilities at the, I guess, the start of this ranger's turn. It doesn't really matter. End or start of any ranger's turn. 3 harm to the Irix. It's going to do 2 harm, unfortunately, back to quiet. Because it has a 2 presence. See you later. All right, now I still don't really care too much about the Meadowlarks. I can always dodge them with this. Let's use Oru to theoretically move the Meadowlarks, but then add 2 progress, which I just got done saying I don't care about them. What am I doing? Let's add 2 to Null. Take her to 4 with Oru. Then Pakodo will use 1 of his to add the 6th progress to Null. His thing is add 1 harm to a being for every 2 effort to add equal amount of progress. I used my fit to bring quiet out though. Null, 45. Cleared. Helping hand is not attached. Spoke with the spirit, no. Otherwise 45.7. Null stands in a floating disc which was hovering before her, settles gently to the ground. As you know, Elder Thrush depends on me to communicate telepathically with rangers in the field, but to do so effectively I require the support of the most powerful spirits of this land. One of those, interestingly enough, is the spirit of the Verdessa. It shares a deep connection with the spirit of the valley, like a mother to her child, and for some reason I cannot reach it. It's very distressing. I received word that a wandering botanist has recently returned from an excursion to the Verdessa and that she's brought some rare plant specimens along with her. She is currently staying at the merchant's quarters in Kobo's market. If I had one of these specimens, I may be able to use it to reconnect with the spirit of the Verdessa. Perhaps you could accompany me to the market. I'd be very grateful. Accompany Null to Kobo's market. Oh, you know what? No, this is a bad idea. Yeah, this was a bad idea. Because while the market is flooded, I don't think we can finish this mission. So we'll have to do this another time. Because of the mission, we read a different entry instead of the normal entries. Yeah, so unfortunately, I don't think Null can work on this while this massive flooding is going on. So, yeah, that's a bummer. We'll just say some other time, discard her and soothe 2 fatigue. I forgot about that. All right. 2 fatigue on this side. Another field journal and an Artel's vaulting rod and 2 fatigue over here. There's another Riri and a meticulous. So we just kind of need to go then. well, I'm interested to see what Cordo has to say. We just need to get out of here. Which means I need to put progress on this, which means this is in the way, or I just dig for topside mast. Whose turn was that? That was all exhaust abilities before we start the turn, right? Move all progress from a being to a feature. Nope. Artel's vaulting rod doesn't help. We do have the field journal with some charges on it. I think we're going to scout with Riri, and we will use a reason symbol off of Artel's vaulting rod. So we're sitting at 3 using Riri's scouting. -1 is 2. So let's scout for 2. Fractal Wild and Shale Scree will go to the bottom. And it could be dangerous to draw blinds. High Pimpot. 47. Enters play. 47.1. So this is the same thing that we've already done with him. So I don't think we need to worry about Mr. Pimpot. But this again is where it gets dangerous drawing blind, because if I had an active predator, he could have been hurt with the crest. There are no other crests. All right. I still really want that. I still want to scout, I think. So that's 2. We'll use our other field journal for a reason symbol, so we're sitting at 3. I'm going to dodge the Meadowlarks with my ability, so I do not take the fatigue from them. So we're looking at strength of 3, +1 is 4. And we probably don't have to worry about the crest. Well, there's hardly 4 in this deck left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think we will have, we can deal with beings. I'm going to put topside mast on top. Those things down there. The other 2 that are left are obstacles as well. So topside mast comes out. We know what topside mast says. There's not 2 or more active predators for the crest. Let's shuffle this real quick. So it's focus plus hearts to convince. And we really want to make that happen. Focus plus connection icons, I should say. At a strength of 3, difficulty of 3. Not strength, difficulty. So we're going to do, wait, that was this character. And I cannot go twice in a row because mistakes were made. We can, however, is there someone we can try to connect with? Maybe to help, maybe Pimpot will, because it's not spirit. See, this one allows us to travel. This one has an impact when we travel. So we would have to put a bunch of stuff there. There's no active predators to worry about, but I want to try to get out of here this round. So let's get some fatigue back, I guess. And I'm pretty sure that clearing high Pimpot will do that. So we're going to connect with Pimpot here. Use one of these. I probably forgot to add something to an aid card when I used Picoto, but that's okay. So we're connecting with high Pimpot here. Spirit test. We are at a strength of 4. Plus 1 is 5. Okay, so we go through and do the test first. We put 5 progress on Mr. Pimpot. That's going to clear him because he's a 2R threshold. And it's 47. We're still on 47. Yeah, so we're going to agree not to help him, and we soothe 1 fatigue. There's no fatigue here. Soothe 1, we got a quiet. Interesting. We're flush with quiets, but then hearts. So we tick this down to a 2. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Search the path deck for the next predator. Put it into play. Oh, I think it's the next card. Nope. It's this one. Pouncing Aatrox has an ambush of 2. 1, 2. Oh, now that thing's in the way. Man, I'm going to have a lot of fatigue. This is not going so great. If there's another active predator, there's not. Cordo could hunt with conflict icons, though. And quiet, a new quiet would not even take out the Aatrox. Oh, but a quiet plus Riri would. Okay. All right, so do I risk having more tests fire off before trying to focus? I did not take the fatigue from this. I just ticked it down, right? I had 1 left. I took 2 from this. Yeah, I didn't. There should be a fatigue over here. Yeah, this thing is too dangerous with all this fatigue to just keep around. So we had a great setup, but now we're facing some things. So what I was debating on is, should I try to connect and get rid of the Meadowlarks so they don't fatigue me? The danger is making this ranger suffer another fatigue with this sun. Or do I just try to get here and get out of here? Let's just do this. We're going to make sure it happens. So 2 focus. Let's take the fatigue for going past the Meadowlarks. 2 focus. Plus 1 here is 3. Yeah, 3 4, 5. So it's 5 to 3 on a focus test. So we pass. We move our token here. Mountains does nothing. Add 1 to the weather is 3. Yet there's an active predator. There's not. Okay. Now, over here, we're going to spend 2 fitness to play quiet. We're then going to exhaust quiet to add 3 here. Quiet takes 2. It's a little weird to have 2 quiets out, but unique only prevents a ranger from having multiple copies of a card. We just thematically say that quiet likes both of us. And we both can use quiet. We gave her some kitty treats and she's so hopped up she can be in 2 places at once. Okay. But we use Riri to add a 4th harm to a being in Riri's same area. The Aatrox is gone. Now I see no reason not to just exhaust our roll to go again. So 1 focus. Plus a heart. Plus a field journal use. Interacting with a feature is 3. Plus a ranger token is 4. Four to 3 on focus. Okay, our ranger token moves here. Now we clear by going to 42. This is not friendly, so we take a fatigue from interacting past this to do a test on this card. $42. Topside mass. Clear. You climb aboard as Benamon himself emerges from the hangar and hops into the pilot seat. Strap in, he says, lowering a pair of goggles over his eyes. I heard that you made quite the case to the crew. Honestly, though, he says with a smile, I've never need much of an excuse to take the Swift out for a walk. There's nothing in this world like flying. You'll see. With that, Benamon flips a series of switches and you feel the Swift come to life. You may immediately proceed to the travel phase of the round. If you do, you can travel to any location within 3 paths. Use the terrain type of the last path you crossed over. If you choose to travel in this way, discard the current challenge card and do not resolve the remainder of this test. Okay, yes. That is what we are doing. We do not have to worry about this sun, so forget you, Downpour. You lose the game of life. Okay. 3 spaces. We're going to game it a little bit, I think. We're going to go for a nice ride, do some reconnaissance flying. Actually, I'll do this. We're here at Lone Tree Station. We're going to go 1 to Ancestors Grove, 2 down to the plummet, down there in the bottom corner, 3 back up to Kobo's Market, so that we are using the lakeshore path instead of the mountain path. Lakeshore path instead of the mountain path. So 1, 2, 3. We still can't go over rivers. Yep, that's what we're going to do to Kobo's Market. So we're going to clean. I forget who's who with the colors, but it doesn't really matter. We're cleaning up. So if I had been smarter, I should have used Cordo's instinct to just dig for the topside mass at the beginning instead of going for null, because I forgot about the thing that we'll probably see here in just a second, where I don't think Helping Hand would have fired off, because we have to read a special entry when there's floods happening. Lakeshore's okay. The only thing is the caustic or the carnivorous naiad can be a kind of a pain in the butt. What am I missing? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Cordo. I'll have to see what he gives us another time. And Kobo's Market is not pivotal. Did I say Kodo? I meant Kobo's Market. So we need the valley set. What does this say? Haggle a difficulty of 3 with the vendors of the market. Return a gear from your hand to your collection. Choose a starting gear from your... Yeah, but focus... difficulty 3. So we need 8 progress here to be able to travel away. We'll flip that over in a second. About you, and you for 3. Forgot what I was doing there for a second, which shouldn't surprise me. What is this going to say? Search path deck for the next feature and put it into play. Oh, great. Although the water features on Lakeshore are they're better than the features on the mountain path. So that was probably a good plan, to go the long way around and, I don't know, scout out the flooding to role play our situation a little. 16 is the entry. Oh, it's not. 16 is not the entry. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about, Spirit Speaker null, but we don't get to do that. We have to go to 1.05. Read the entry corresponding to the location which you are traveling. Kobo's Market. From far off, you can hear shouts of alarm. You can just make out the dell that holds Kobo's Market through the driving rain. The water around the main structure is already knee-deep. And you can see Ren Kobo's porters saving what goods they can, retreating to the upper balcony. Continue reading. Divert the flood by clearing beings and features while they have a flood card attached. Set up the new location, refresh and draw path cards for the new round, then perform the following based on how many days have passed since starting the mission. So we are on 0. Search the general set for 2 flood cards and shuffle them into the path deck. Okay, so set up the new location, refresh, and draw path cards for the new round. So setting up the location is lead ranger, search the path deck for the next feature and put it into play. Being, human. Oh, hello there. Carnivorous naiad, are you kidding me? Why do I say things out loud? I just had to mention the carnivorous naiad, didn't I? All right, so we do that. Then we refresh, because the refresh step is after the travel step. Refresh, 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 refresh. Did we have focus left? No, because we had to use it to get over there. We draw a card. Trail markers. Marvelous. We could put that on the carnivorous naiad. It's a feature. Isn't that funny? Refresh, refresh, refresh. I'll stop saying it out loud for you. And everything that way. And you, another intention translator. Still a ton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We are cooking with applewood now. All right. That was all refresh. Draw path cards. And I left this up just to block everything so you couldn't see. I drew a carnivorous naiad. I didn't do that on purpose. I was just joking. Draw path cards for the new round. Just because I had that up and blocked. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. And cut. Lead Ranger draws. Sil Belai, artist. And Tala. Okay. Well, let's look at these. She's friendly. We'll read these entries in a second. We can pose for her to add 4 progress to her. Okay, that's interesting. We could clear her to read another entry, and then active predators. So here is the extremely major bummer thing here. This is a feature and a predator. So both of these humans are in danger right now. Without my whistle, I mean, come on, whistle, where are you at? Tala the Red, Exile, has her own entry. Prevent. So we could use Spirit to exhaust her instead of just awareness. So it's just a different way to exhaust her so that she's not in danger, I guess. This is not a being, so I cannot use a void test to exhaust that. And it's not an obstacle, so I cannot use my vaulting rod. Isn't this coming up lovely? Let's read their entries. 82. I'm sure there's a way to do this faster. Enters play. If you witnessed a masterpiece, no. Otherwise, as you follow the path, you see a woman perched on a rock a few meters above the trail. She sees you at the same time and waves. Hello, she calls out. You ask her what she's doing, and she gestures to her easel. I'm trying to paint as much of the valley as I can. This is beautiful, but I could use a person in it to help with scale. Do you think you could just stand right there? Now try and look adventurous. Clear her to help her finish her painting. Okay, and then Tala. Found Tala home? No, otherwise 84.2. You don't know everyone in the valley, but the moment you spot the woman walking towards you, you can tell she's not a local. It's not just the heavy furs and well-used ice axe hanging from her belt. The tightness around her eyes and mouth express discomfort with everything around her. You greet her, and she stares at you warily. I'm Tala the Red, she finally replies reluctantly, formerly of the ice clans to the north. Clear her to ask her about her exile. Okay. The other thing, too, is that quiet cannot damage the naiad because it is not a being. We can do fitness plus conflict to add harm to the feature equal to our fit aspect. See, this is the one I think that I was looking at last time where I still think we can pull on it, Having our thing there is not a prerequisite of doing the test. It's just a benefit of doing the test, of succeeding at the test. But even testing that from either of these two rangers while these humans are out is not great. However, we need to add flood cards to the path deck. The flood cards have errata. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, so that there's not different thicknesses, I'm going to add the actual cards into the path deck. I'll shuffle the 2 flood cards. When I draw one, I will use my printed out errated flood cards that I have off to the side. When a card with a flood is cleared, place 1 progress on this mission and shuffle the flood into the path deck. Have 3 progress on this mission. So we got to get 3 flood cards. I wish I had an eagle eye right now. Can I get 6 progress without doing a test? No. And I can only get 5 harm on the Naiad. Unless I want to go hard with traversing it. One, two, 3, 4, 5. If I add trail markers to it, I think I need to. I just need to get it out of here. I'm going to spend 1 fitness to add trail markers. The Carnivorous Naiad is a feature. So it's now a trail feature, which is funny. Any exhaust abilities? I mean, she could take 2 to the face to start with. I guess that's not that bad. Nope, that's good. We will traverse this card. It's a friendly card, so nothing. We will go here. When a ranger performs a traverse test, commit an effort. So we're sitting at 3. And we'll use Meticulous for 4. Riri for 5. So we're sitting at a strength of 5 on a fitness test. -1 is 4. +1 from trail tokens is 5. Sun, take this down. Fatigue, fatigue. Sun, the ranger with the most fatigue is going to be here. Has to discard 1 awareness. You know what? Or move their token. I'm going to move it there. I'm going to play the game that I'm about to clear the Naiad. And my token is there, so I get a +1. Look at that action. Now, we're going to do a focus or a traverse test here. So we're looking at 2. Hmm. 3. We'll do this to turn this spirit into 1. So this is 3, our token is 4. We'll spin the vaulting rod to make it 5. So 5 on a fitness test, +1 would be 11 total, so that's fine. The naiad has been traversed, plus the trail markers. We did good. It's gone. Sun, man, we have a lot of fatigue. A lot of fatigue. Okay, no more suns. Now, what? We're going to search the path deck with Riri. 2 awareness, plus a reason icon off of here is 3 on awareness. Yes, +1 is 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, man. No floods. Luchinol Holt, Tidewater Muckets, Romping Luchinol. I gotta dig for the floods. Even though I could get another Luchinol. I have to do mountain. I gotta remember to do mountains. And I draw a flood. Yes, that worked out. All right. Let's read the errated version. When this card enters play, or its attached card leaves play without being cleared, attach it to the feature or being from the path deck with the highest presence that doesn't already have a flood attached. Move that card along the way. If there are no cards to attach to, we read 1.06. Okay, so they added the without being cleared part. So we're going to set this flood card aside. The card with the highest presence is Tala. What else is on here? Add a flood token to the attached card with the sun. And then with Crest, if the number of flood tokens on the attached card is greater than its presence, discard it. When a card with a flood is attached, clear, place one right on the card, then shuffle the flood into the path deck. Okay. And it gets moved along the way. Okay. That was our search mountain from 1 to 2. I think it was that one. Move a being. Let's just move Pikoto. No other mountains. She wasn't active when she was down here, but because she got moved up here before that mountain triggered, we have to do that. Sorry about that. Okay, now that was our search here. Do we search for another flood card? to get it on her. Let's see what we can do here. We do not have any fitness left to pet the dog, but we can do this. So let's Oru to move her to add 2. Then we will Pakodo, spend that, add 1 to an aid card to add 2. Any other exhaust abilities? We have Riri. We don't have any fitness. We still need to be able to traverse out of here, depending upon what we think we can get done today. I think we search for the other flood card while we can. It's going to come out attached to her, and we might be able to set up some benign cards for drawing. So let's do that. Let's do 2. I put trail markers in my hand instead of discarding it, I think. Yes, that was wrong. I do need some muckets or something that I can use to soothe some of this fatigue. So we're only at a strength of 2. Everything is friendly. Oh, the flood is not so friendly. The flood is 1. We will dodge it with our roll. Or does that get friendly? Is it because it's attached to a friendly card? I'm not sure. But I'm going to... I mean, why would it have a presence otherwise? Unless there's something about it coming out on its own. Let me look that up. Be right back. Okay, yeah, I asked on Discord and Chubfrog said yes, it does. And I trust him with those kind of things. So we're going to dodge that to avoid the fatigue from the flood. We're still 2 versus 1 to use Riri's survey on an awareness test is a 0. We have to remember that a crest. So we have to be careful on the cards that we pull. Watching for a crest. And 2, we get to scout 2 cards. The Mucket and the Tributary Stream. I don't want to draw blind. The Tributary Stream would actually be really nice for... I'm just going to put both of these back on top. Draw the stream. Crest, there's no flood tokens on her. There's no active predator. Okay, so we didn't get a flood, but that's okay. I was going to connect with Tala. I only need 2. I think I'll just wait and clear Tala with my animals next round. I'm going to spend 3 spirit to do this. So it's 3 versus 2. I can soak my feet to move my ranger token there and soothe some fatigue. So we're on a spirit test. It's a 0. So I had a 3 effort. So we move our token here. And I get to soothe 3 fatigue. Healing touch, Cordo's Instinct. Amazing. I don't have the energy to spend for it right now, but still. Healing touch. Healing touch is actually interesting. Okay. Then the sun. Marvelous. Even more fatigue. Okay. Now I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just going to be done so that I can have 2 focus, except I will do this to add to an aid card. Let's add to this since now we're seeing some obstacles. Sure. Okay, when I rest, I get to add 2 tokens to this because I have 2 focus left. And we're going to stand everything up. Draw a card. Trail markers is good to put up here. Yes, I like it. Stand up, stand up. Stand up. Draw a card. Surveyed land. Reduces the presence of a feature by 1. And no refresh thing here. Path cards. This is going to be the Muckets. Okay. And now we don't know what this one is. Of course, it's a Lutrinol. That ambushes us for 1. So now we have an active predator on this side. What do we do first? I don't have any progress on Pakodo. I'm still not in love with like just taking tests to take them like I normally would because of Downpour. Well, we can get rid of the Lutrinol easy, right? So it's not a problem. Unfortunately, Quiet will have to take some harm back from the Lutrinol, but then it's gone. So we're still at the start of some Ranger's turn using exhaust abilities. Let's exhaust Oru to move Pakodo to give Pakodo 2 progress. Then we will use 1 off of Pakodo to add 2 to Tala and 1 to an aid card. Now Tala is at 6. So we clear her. When a card with flood attached is cleared, we place 1 progress on the mission. And we're going to shuffle. Well, let's read what Tala says. 84. If you're at a pivotal location, we're not. Helping Hand is attached, no. If you found Tala at home, no. Otherwise, go to 84.6. You know a little about the ice clans. They're said to live in massive frozen palaces in the coldest parts of mountains. You ask Tala why she is formerly from the ice clans, and she glares and looks away. It's because I got exiled, she says. So now I'm looking for a place to live. You got a problem with me living in your precious valley? Despite her harshness, you think you sense a bit of vulnerability in her response. Hesitantly, you suggest that if she's looking for a place to live, you could take her around the valley and see if any of the villages would be a good fit. Tala looks startled at the offer. You'd help me with that? When you assure her that you would, she sets her face back into a stern expression. Thanks, then let's go. You set off, figuring that you'll have to take her to different locations and then talk to her once there to see how she feels about each. White Sky Spire, Branch Meadow, or Tumbledown all seem like good possibilities to you. I don't know if we're going to make it up to White Sky. If we do, we'd be camping there probably. And that's where we're headed. So I'm going to say not today. Sorry, Tala. I will discard her Soothe 2 Fatigue, so I get High Pimpot's Secret Recipe, which is nice, and another Healing Touch. 2 Fatigue here. Favorite gear. Yes. Yes, Artel's Vaulting Rod, okay. What do we got left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just under a third of our deck. Okay, she gets discarded. Flood gets shuffled back in, so we take the actual one that's not the printed errata card. I'd really like to get another Flood out. Like before I clear that tributary stream, I could attach to it, because I think it attached to the one with the most Flood on it, or most presence, I mean. The one with the most Flood on it, the one with the most presence. We haven't even done a turn yet. That was still exhaust abilities, right? I think we need to use Riri. To survey the path deck. I think we'll use Surveyed Land. So we're looking at 2 plus 1 reason icon is 3. On an awareness test. Yes, plus 1 is 4. We have to be mindful of the crest. But I'm pretty sure we're going to find a Flood here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We did not. Well, I got to find Floods, so I'm taking my chances. I'm going to move all those to the bottom and draw blind. So Silbilai could take an injury here. Or not an injury, could take some harm. And will, because we drew a Romping Lutrinol. Because crests, there's an active predator, there is. Exhaust it. And we add harm to her equal to that thing's presence. Okay, so that wasn't good. But now there are more likely Floods near the top of the deck, so we just do that again with this Ranger, with Chase. We're going to survey to scout path cards at 2. Oh. Yeah, we're not going to play favorite gear yet. Oh. Yeah, and I'll commit an Artel's Vaulting Rod, so we're looking at 3 on an awareness test. -2 is 1. And it's a Flood, so that's what we'll put back on top and draw. Before we execute this the Suns. This card enters play, or as attached card leaves play without being cleared and attach it to the feature or being from the path deck with the highest presence that does not already have move that card along the way. So we're going to go there. They're tied for the highest presence. Everything over here became active. This is an interesting timing question. I don't know how to deal with it, but here, so this fatigues 1, everybody, and then flips. During a refresh, we add 2 rain. So right now there's nothing. Add a flood token to the attached card. Now this is really dangerous because on a crest, if the number of flood tokens on the attached card is greater than its presence, oh, it's not greater, it's equal. It's right now it's equal to, okay. But here, this is not active. So if there's another Romping Lutronol in play, there's not really, I mean, there's not. But what I'm wondering is, like, do I choose this card, but it can't be chosen because it's exhausted? But because this one says if there's an exhausted predator, ready it, and then you exhaust this being. So now does this become active? I don't know, it doesn't really matter because the sun doesn't do anything right now. That's an interesting timing question. I don't want to deal with the Lutronol, so this Quiet is going to attack it and take it out. And unfortunately, because of the 1 damage back, that Quiet is gone. Riri can only do 1 damage, so it's not quite enough to take care of the Lutronol by herself. So what am I going to do here? My token is already there, so that's not helpful as far as that goes. It's an obstacle that's blocking. Well, I should do this. I should exhaust this so I don't have to worry about that, I guess. Then I kind of want to get some progress on Kobo's Market. What are you going to do? Probably try to focus to get that thing out of there. Interact with the feature. Yeah, you'll be fine. So we're going to get rid of this on this Ranger's next turn. I don't want to do this yet. Do I soothe some fatigue? Because this is a fitness test and this is also a fitness test. I don't have Flora out as a good target for high Pimpot right now. It's a 1 difficulty. I'm gonna get some more cards. So we'll do 2 fitness on this Pry test. It's 2 against 1 on a fitness. +1. The crests are not gonna do anything. So it's a little bit out of order, I know, but I'm not drawing any cards or anything, so I don't have to worry about the active predator here. I really wish I could draw from the Path deck again, but I don't have any awareness left because I'm pretty sure the next flood card is right there near the top. When I clear this, I have to reshuffle that whole deck again. So add 1 harm to this and soothe 2 fatigue. Cordo's Instinct. So it doesn't matter where the flood is, I can get it back. Oh, didn't I draw that? I have 2 of them. I shouldn't have scouted. I could have just played Cordo's Instinct. Okay. That was my test. No exhaust abilities. Back over to here. We're going to do 2 focus. Yeah, 2 focus. Plus a field journal because it is a feature. Is 3. Plus a ranger token. The other ranger token there is 4. Focus test. Ooh, -2. It's a 2 though, which is fine. Our token would go there. It's going to clear. We get to add 1 progress to the location. And we tick this up. And shuffle the flood card back into the path deck. I guess I didn't need to use Artel's Vaulting Rod, but the peace of mind is better than not having it, I guess. Okay, flood card shuffled. Challenge deck shuffled. Now, let's go to work on the location, right? While we can. No fitness. Let's go to work on, let's put progress on Silbilai. Doing a connect test just to get prepped in case she gets the flood on her. So we're looking at 4. 0. Crests do nothing because there's no active predator. So 4. She needs 6 to be cleared. Let's go after the location. So we're looking at 3, 4. We will turn this into that, so that's 5. 5 on a traverse test, so fitness plus 1 is 6. That's going to take us to 7. And right now, because we are in Gathering Storm, the sun will do nothing. We need 1 more progress on this. So another tributary stream would actually be nice. And let's just do this at the end of the turn to take this from 4 back up to 5. All right, we're going to rest. No focus, so nothing goes on here. Draw a card. Is another Pim Pot. I think we're going to be okay to finish Kobo's Market today. And we'll try to push through Boulder's Field to White Sky as fast as possible. Refresh at 2 rain. We did not draw a card over here. Another Oru, okay. Now, path cards. Our lead ranger's path card is a flood. It will go on to Silbilai. That's awesome. Because we can clear her immediately with animal trickery. And then the path card over here is a tributary stream. So, yes, we're going to do some shenanigans. think. Yes. Yeah, I think we're doing everything right. So we're gonna do Oru for Pakodo to add 2 to Pakodo and move Pakodo over here. Then we'll use Pakodo to add 2 here to take Silbilai to 6. We gotta finish Pakodo's thing of adding 1 to an aid card. Take our vaulting rod up to 6. I did not refresh this. Okay, Silbilai is 82. Am I saying that right? Silbilai, probably. If helping hand is attached, no, I'm gonna minnow 82.6. And done. I love your cloak. Such a nice color. She takes a step back and appraises her work. You know, I can't help but think that you would look even more heroic if you were posed on a mountain with a sweeping view of the valley behind you. I don't suppose you'd be willing to accompany me to the top of a mountain and pose for me there. What do you think? Yeah, so we're not going to be going back via a mountain path, though, towards White Sky. We're going to be going through grasslands, which I think can be annoying. Because I really want to try to start the day in White Sky. So, man, I really want to help her, though. I'd have to go. So the option here is to either get Helping Hand or Soothe to Fatigue. I could go back to Ancestors, or I could go to Ancestors Grove. I haven't been there before. Across mountains. I'd have to clear her while we're there to finish the Helping Hand. But that puts me having to go through another whole location before I get to White Sky. So I'm not going to do that. We'll just Soothe to Fatigue, and we get everybody's favorite whistle, and another bold, and 2 Fatigue over here. Oops. A walk with me, and a headset. 1, 2, 3. We do actually have room for the headset. Okay. We discard her. The flood makes this 3. Now we read 1.07. When a card with this is cleared, place 1 and shuffle the flood back into the path deck. You know what would be great is if, well, I don't know if we have enough to clear White Sky today also. Because we've got 2 floods. We've got a Tidewater Muckets. Oh, we got a tributary stream sitting here too. Which I was going to use to soothe some more fatigue, but maybe I don't care anymore. But we have 3 on our Rising Waters, so we need to read 1.07. With some quick thinking and a lot of back-breaking work, you managed to redirect the worst of the floodwaters and save what you can. Thanks to your efforts, this location is through the worst of it. Check off the bubble matching your current location next to Rising Waters on the campaign tracker. Remove all progress from its mission card. Then, if all 3 locations are complete, read the following. Okay, so that's it. Because all 3 are not done. So, but we were at Kobo's Market, which is the middle thing here. So we're going to fill in the middle bubble next to Rising Waters. My handwriting is terrible. And did it say 1.07? Remove all progress from the mission card. Yeah, okay. Just making sure. We're one progress away from being able to travel away from Kobo's Market. We do have an obstacle in the way, which we can exhaust with Artel's Vaulting Rod. Before I travel, do I want Intention Translator or do I want Whistle? Whistle helps me protect quiet. I just need one progress on the market. Man, I just don't think I'll be able to get through Boulder Field and clear 3 floods at White Sky with this many cards left. They would just have to plan to just try to plow through Boulder Field and get to White Sky to end the day. I do not want to get rid of Artel's Vaulting Rod, though. My turn is going to be to play the Whistle, but that means I have to get rid of Intention Translator. With all these Cordo's Instincts, I could be digging for flood cards, though. We'll see how many cards I have left when I get to White Sky, if I want to try it. I guess there's no harm in trying it. My turn was to play a card. I got to use this to exhaust this. Then let's just get out of here, I guess. Or do I want to play some cards? I do. Let me spend 1 focus to play the headset. And that's my turn. Back over to here. It's 2 versus 1 on a traverse. I'm not even going to risk it. Like, why risk it? I should save my bolds for dealing with cards in the grasslands and trying to get out of Boulder Field as fast as possible. So we will exhaust this, use an awareness to add to an aid card, back to 6. We should still do a turn. Let's do 3 Spirit to connect with Pakodo. -1 is 2 more, so Pakodo has 4. Mountains, add 1 token to the weather. Great. There's an active predator, there's not. Over to here. We're going to play a Spirit to add favorite gear to our field journal. Because when we spend a token off of that, we can soothe the fatigue. And then over to here, we'll rest with Chandara. Then back over to here, we're going to do 3 versus 1. We cannot fail. We only need 1 effort. It's a 0, so that would be 3 total. Takes us to 9 on here. And we just rest. There's nothing else I want to do. So when we rest, we have 1 focus left. Takes us to 2. We've rested and rested. And now we travel. We can travel because this is exhausted, and we have more than 8 progress here. Actually, this should have been 10, not 9. It was 7 plus 3 is 10. Whatever. We are traveling to Boulder Fields via the grasslands, which we have not done yet. Okay. Oh, we had a ranger cache. We had 3 nice valley cards that time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Grasslands. Boulder Fields is not a pivotal location, so we need to shuffle the valley set. We had the map out earlier, but while I'm shuffling, you can look at it. We're going from Kobo's Market to Boulder Field on our way to White Sky through the grasslands. You can tell by the colors that Boulder Field is not pivotal, and this is grasslands because it's yellow. One, 2, 3, sure. Oh, Whispering Fields. I want to put that one in the middle. I know it. I don't exactly remember what it does. I just remember that Chub Frog hated it. Or probably still hates it. So we're supposed to do... Oh, we're not going to have flood cards because we're not going to a flooded place. We're just going to Boulder Field. Uh-oh. Don't be a valley card that flipped over. I don't want to know yet. I hope Boulder Fields is easy to get through. I don't know if I've actually... Oh, I've been here in the prologue, I think, when I did the prologue. I don't know why I just put that back in the middle. That could have gone anywhere. We haven't done the refresh step yet, right? Yeah, so this is a trail. Boy, why is that one word? It's a field and a trail. Reduce the presence of all beings in play by 1. Including mine, I take it. Oh boy. Draw 1 challenge card, do the following. Oh. Oh, wait, I've done this before. What was I doing when I went here? Because I remember I drew the worst possible thing. I'm pretty sure I was playing the prologue. Okay, so we're doing setup still. We read 14 because this is not one of the special places. Long ago, a great mountain once stood here, but as the millenniums passed, it steadily split and crumbled at the edges of the boulder field. The ground is littered with round rocks the size of apples. As you head deeper in, however, the boulders grow larger until you find yourself weaving between what you imagine to be the bones of the lost mountain, pillars of rock that reach toward the sky. All right, draw 1 challenge card and do the following based on what it says. We drew a crest. Now this is an interesting scenario because if I recall correctly, you only use this shuffle icon when performing a test. So we're not going to shuffle. And because this is coming up, we will look at the relevant rule for you. I guess having it be under shuffle in the index is too easy. I remember a conversation about this on the Discord. Reshuffle icon. After resolving a test, if any challenge cards that show the shuffle icon were put into the discard, shuffle the challenge discard back into the challenge deck. So it's because it says after resolving a test. That was not resolving a test. So it's kind of a little bit of a benefit here. We know that the -2 spirit is out of the deck at the moment. But I guess Mountain might be the worst one. We get to scout 3 path cards, then draw 2. Well, we're gonna have a lot of path cards out. So scout 3. 1, 2, 3. Hungry Scroff is a being, predator, prey. When you interact with this being, you may discard 1 token from an equipped food to commit 1 effort. We don't have any equipped food. If there's another active predator, exhaust it. So on a mountain, they go 2 for 2 at each other. If there's an active food, or you have food equipped, so it's going to run after some food and injure us if there's food. Hey, what do you know? Feature food obstacle. If there's 1 or more progress on this feature, the ground sinks under your feet, discard 1 progress from it, and add 1 harm to the feature. So its presence is equal to the number of harms. Right now it's a 0. Plus we're at Boulder Field, so all beings are 1 less. If there's an active Hungry Scroff, exhaust it. Add progress to it and harm to this feature, both equal to the Scroff's presence. So those 2 play off of each other on different icons. And here we have the Artilope. If there's an active card with 2 or more presence, shuffle this being into the path deck. It's going to run away. If there's an active predator, it gets harmed. If there's 1 or more harm on it, exhaust it, add harm to each being, and each ranger suffers 1 injury. So this guy's just going to go ape bonkers. 1 harm to my beings would be disastrous. It does not have harm on it at the moment. I could play quiet and just take care of it. The obstacle, I could just exhaust it with Artel's Vaulting Rod. But maybe the Hungry Scroff should go to the bottom. I have to draw 2. I think the Hungry Scroff is going to go to the bottom. And I'll just play with some known... Well, let's see. So this is the lead ranger. So the Artilope comes in front of the lead ranger. And then that goes back up there. Now we get to the refresh step. Add 2 rain tokens. Oh yeah, move all prey along the way. Then each ranger exhausts their roll. So they would have readied first, I guess. We have to exhaust our rolls. Flip this card. So we're starting with 5 rain. The prey would have moved. Wait, prey along the way. Move all prey along the way. Okay. So it runs up there. We're doing refresh, right? The roll stays. Do that. That. The roll stays. Draw a card. Ooh, we got a quiet. And a belt pouch. Now we start the round. Drawing path card. Lead ranger card is another Artilope. And the Whispering Fields. Feature Flora Trail. When you would draw a path card, instead attach it face down to this feature. When this feature enters play, draw a path card. X equal to the twice the number of face down cards attached to this feature. So 2. Once we get a card attached there. Awareness. Choose a number of attached face down cards at random equal to your effort and look at them. Choose one to put into play. If it is the ambush keyword, treat it as if it does not. If it has the ambush keyword, treat it as red. Put a random attached face down card into play. If it has the ambush keyword, suffer 1 injury instead of fatigue. Okay. When this feature enters play, draw a path card. When you would draw a path card, instead attach it face down to this feature. So that path card is going face down. Yes, we want to get 8 progress here as fast as possible. This does not have a progress clear threshold on it. So what does Pimpot do? Add 1 to each flora, add X to each being, then each ranger soothes that much fatigue. Is there more flora? What was that other card I got rid of? Oh, that was the Scroff dude. Right? The boar looking thing. Okay. These Artilopes, other than having effects on them, really are not that threatening at the moment. I almost feel like I should... With the Whispering Fields, I could dodge it. Oh no, my thing is exhausted. I can't dodge it. Well, the Artilopes have 0 presence, so they're not even going to harm Quiet, right? Let's do this. 2 to play Quiet. Quiet will exhaust to add 3 harm to a being, and be harmed equal to the being's presence. The being's presence is 0. So Quiet just takes out the Artilope at the cost of being exhausted. And then so this is an obstacle. We'll play out this Quiet. Do the same thing. Now we just need to see what that other card is, right? The test on Whispering Fields is awareness plus connection icons. So we're going to play Oru for a connection icon. So we're sitting at a strength of 3 against 1 to sense what this card is. It's okay, so +1. So we pass the test. Let's deal with the test first. Let's not move that yet. The test is look at them. It's a Ranger cache. That is amazing. Clear. Each Ranger shuffles 2 cards from their Ranger discard into their deck. Treat it. It didn't have the ambush keyword, so we're fine. The sun icon for fatigue. Fatigue. If there's 1 or more progress on this feature, discard 1 and add 1 harm to it. There's not. Put a random attached face down card into play. There are no random attached cards. There's no more sun icons. Okay. So now this has a presence of 0 because there are no attached face down cards. I'm sad that I spent most of my fitness, but we can still do something. Let's use a charge from the multi-tool to turn this spirit into fitness. So now that multi-tool is donezo. That's just an exhaustibility. We're going to exhaust this, take this down to 5 to exhaust this obstacle. This has a thing of 1. Did I scout wrong earlier? I did. I should have scouted a 5th card. Or 4th card, whatever. Oh well. My headset could have helped a little bit earlier. So we'll just save this for now. I'm going to do the Ranger Cache test. Dang it, the awareness over here would be nice. It's 2. We'll use one of these to make it 3 versus 2 on this awareness test on the Ranger Cache. Okay, so we pass. We get to move our token here. You may search your deck for a gear and equip it. I think we're going to go with a second boundary sensor. With 4 tokens. Okay. Mountains. We have to add a token to the weather. Exhausted, no other mountains. We don't have awareness over here to be able to get our token here, which is a shame. We've got so many cards. High Pimp, there's only, let's see, to each flora. We've only got the Whispering Fields out. The Harvester Anthill is a food. And we just have to rest, I think. Unless I want to take the fatigue. We have to, I think we rest over here. Yeah, we rest over here. We're just gonna have to take the fatigue. So we're gonna spend 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'll just spin trail markers to make it 5. We're traversing this. This is a 0 presence. We have to take 1 for the cache. So we're sitting at 5 on fitness. -1 is 4. Mountains, add a token to the weather. No other mountains. Okay. And I don't want to possibly draw a sun and shorten things, so I'm not going to do any other tests. We're resting over here with 2 tokens, puts 2 on there. Refresh phase, draw a card. It's the right tool. Refresh phase, draw a card. Is a dear friend. I don't even know if there's any humans in there. Stand up, stand up. Beginning of the round. Lead Ranger, another Artilope. Not Lead Ranger. Oh boy. Well, it had to happen eventually. Umbra, being Predator. 8 harm progress and 12, or see, 8 harm or 12 progress. We can scare it off. Places being on the top of the path deck if you fail, suffer an injury. So this is just like the Circling Irixes, but worse, and has an entry of 89. Oh, wait. Shoot. Yeah, it's supposed to go here, and that's supposed to go there. Yeah, that's my mistake. But actually beneficial. When you would draw a path card, instead attach it face down to this feature. So I guess we're lucky that we don't have to face Umbra. We know Umbra's down there, but I think we're going to be leaving anyways before Umbra comes out. Uh-oh, I got to throw in a cut. Someone just rang the doorbell. Just Amazon, nothing fun. Oh geez, where was I? Oh, drawing path cards. When this feature enters play, draw a path card. X is equal to the number. If I draw a sun, though, I have to do a random attached face down card. And I don't know what that second one is. So we might be able to just leave. I think I'll start with this Ranger, though. So let's do this. Artel's Vaulting Rod to exhaust the obstacle. Then Quiet to do 3 damage. Its presence is reduced by 1, so no damage back to Quiet. From that, don't have to worry about it anymore. We're going to do Awareness. It's a difficulty 2. Just make sure it happens and play a bold. So we're sitting at 4 against this search of 2 on an awareness test. -1. We did draw the sun, which is kind of terrible. It's very terrible, actually. Let's finish this first. So our token would move there. If you succeed, we can search our deck for a gear. We've only got 3 cards left. Okay. Then clear. Each ranger shuffles 2 cards from the ranger discard into their deck. What do I want back? Probably a bold for 2 of those. Do I want a Vaulting Rod? Or a Quiet? What has the most icons that I want? Let's go with a Quiet. How about the multi-tool? Yes. Multi-tool in the trail markers? Sure, let's just do that. I did not take the fatigue over here yet for that sun. Wait, I'm not there yet. I haven't done it in either place. I'm still doing the clear of this thing. We didn't read the entry for Ranger Cache. We've read it before. It's like, hey, you know there's something happening over here. Okay, sun. Watch me actually fatigue my multi-tool. Wouldn't that be hilarious? Sun, put a random attached card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6 is a Blood Beckoned Velox. Oh man. So who does that go to? I guess the lead ranger? No, it would go to whose turn it was. So who did that test? That was here. We don't get ambushed, we get injured instead. Okay, so hang on. We were doing what? We were putting our token on the Ranger Cache, that's right. Over here. So it was this person's turn with the sun. Comes into play. If it has ambush, you suffer 1 injury. So let's look at it. We haven't seen this guy before. It's a being, predator, mammal, ambush. If a ranger is injured, this being gains disconnected, which means I cannot use the connect test with it. So because we take an injury, our entire fatigue stack gets discarded. And now when we rest, we will have to suffer a fatigue equal to this. Okay. No more suns. This thing is now disconnected, but it is about to have its butt handed to it. Quiet is going to attack it. Its presence is reduced by 1 to 1. We will use the whistle to prevent that damage from going on to quiet. And it takes 3 harm and is cleared. That was this ranger's turn. Now over to this ranger. We're going to traverse the location using our roll to dodge the Whispering Field. This is 3, 4, 5. 5. On a fitness test is 0. So we add 5 to make it 9. Now, mountains, add 1 token to the weather. Now we leave. Yep, now we leave. We leave Boulder Fields. Through forest to White Sky, and we start there on day 5. I still have cards, but now with an injury, I'm not even going to chance it. We're set up pretty nice. We've got a huge hand of cards. But we'll just try to clear White Sky and Golden Shore of flooding next time. We don't really need to camp. Yeah, so we didn't get to play with Umbra, that's fine with me. Man, we have an injury. We have Healing Touch. I have so many good cards out. I think we'll actually try it. There's no harm in trying it. So before, it's not a test. So before I travel, this character over here can rest. Over here, we're going to play Healing Touch with a spirit to remove an injury from a ranger. And then travel to White Sky. What else did we have? We had Oravos was our other Valley card. Because Whispering Field's not an obstacle. This one was exhausted. Okay, so luckily we survived the grasslands. Boulder Fields helps by reducing presence and stuff of the animals. This over to here. We need White Sky. We haven't refreshed yet. White Sky, we're going to read 1.05. The wind has been rising steadily and now is blowing the rain in huge sheets across the lake. Swelling tributary streams threaten to overtake the shoreline. Animals and villagers alike flee to safety, lest they be caught in the flood. All right, so that is that. We're still on day 0, so we're going to search the general set for 2 cards and shuffle them into the path deck. We'll probably just fatigue out here anyway. Unless we can clear Vera as like the last flood card. That would be pretty epic, actually. Wait, we're not there yet. We're not there. We need White Sky. There's some pretty low progress humans here too. And we're going through the forest, or the woods, I guess. So we need all of these. We set up the new location, which is drawing 1 path card. Yeah, and then we put the flood cards in, which are over here. We've got stuff to help with features here and traversing here, but this card is now dead without a way to add more stuff to it. Okay, lead ranger, draw a path card. Sitka Doe. We can draw a flood card onto you. Okay. Then we refresh. 2 of these, so this goes to 5. Refresh, refresh, refresh. Refresh, refresh. Draw a card. Hiking staff. Draw a card. Whistle. Refresh. Then shuffle these in. And draw path cards. Draw path cards for the new round. No, we draw path cards first and then shuffle the flood cards in. So lead Rangers card, wonderful, is the Caustic Mulcher. So that probably just screwed us a little bit. I mean, I guess we could double quiet it and then our quiets would be gone. The flood cards are shuffled in. However, so does this let us draw a card? Search the path deck for a card and place it on the top or bottom of the deck. Just place it on the top. Doesn't let us draw. Search the path deck for a discard. Put them into play. The Caustic Mulcher is not a being. Well, is it better to... I think we just got to get rid of the Caustic Mulcher. To start with. Then we need to get a flood card to the top. So we're going to double exhaust these. They will both take 3 damage back from the Mulcher, but do a total of 6 harm to it and scare it away. Go away, Mulcher. And go rest somewhere quiet for now. Didn't I draw another quiet? No, I used them. So that was just exhausting. I'm going to play a Cordo's Instinct to search the path deck for a card and place it at the top or bottom. I'm going to search for a flood, move it to the top. I guess the rest has to be shuffled when you search. So I know the next card I draw is going to be a flood at a minimum. Artel is not in my way because he's friendly. So I think I will go ham here. I'm going to use Riri's ability. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'll use the White Sky one. Or I guess it does matter because of which icons I can add to it. I'm actually going to use Riri's because it's awareness plus reason. So I'm going to do 2 plus 2 off of High Pimpot here. So I'm sitting at an effort of 4. Artel is friendly, right? We're good. So we're sitting at 4. Yes, 4 on an awareness over here. Right, I did this, but I'm actually doing Riri's. Yeah, on awareness. Okay, 4. There's not an active predator, so I'm not even going to worry about the crest icon. We get to scout 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we want the flood. We want the elder. And the buck next turn. Put the Woolhound on the bottom. Okay, the flood comes out as the card we draw from the test. When this card enters play or its attached card leaves play without being cleared. Oh, I guess the rest don't matter because if we clear... That thing's about to get shuffled if I clear this person. Yeah. When this card enters play, attach the feature being from the path deck with the highest presence that doesn't already have a flood card. It's a tie. So I'm going to attach it to Artel. They're both 4 to clear. But we might as well get the human out of the way. Right? Yeah, I guess. There's no other way we can draw path cards right now because we've used our awareness. And I'd really like to get... Oh, maybe I should have dear friend Vera. I should do her. I should have her be the 3rd, but there's no guarantee that she'll be the highest presence on the board, right? I've got 3 cards left. Taking tests is dangerous because of this. So that was you. We're going to Pakodo you over to here for 2 progress. I'm not sorry, I mean Oru, not Pakodo. Then we're going to Pakodo you to take you to 4. We'll add to this aid card here. We will clear you 48. Oh, we didn't read his thing when he came out. If you found the perfect fishing spot, we have Golden Shore again. Clear Artel with progress to discuss another fishing trip. That's interesting. He could be a very easy target to just keep taking floods off of him. So we just cleared him with progress. If you found the perfect fishing spot. Oh, I should have decided when he enters play. No, I have to clear him first, right? Yeah. Attach helping hand mission to Artel or soothe the fatigue. He's so easy to clear. I did clear him, right? It's not when he gets discarded. When a flood is attached, is cleared. Place 1 on this mission and shuffle. Because it's not when it's discarded, it's when it's cleared. So he does get cleared. Remove all progress and then attach helping hand. It doesn't say discarded. I'm going to do it because we might make it across the lake. So let's get helping hand. Attach it to Artel. Flood gets discarded because he was cleared. Put 1 on here. Then we shuffle Flood back into the deck. So trying to put the human on top did nothing because we had no other way to search the path deck. And I almost don't want to do any more tests in case I draw a sun. Because I do not have a whole lot of cards left. Oh, but what I should do actually, while I have energy, I'll play a dear friend. Is there anything I'm going to do on this side? I don't think so. So I think this character has just rested. Play a dear friend on this side to find Vera. Lake Guide. And I'm pretty sure it's just going to say, clear her to go. If a ranger has a biscuit basket equipped, if you have saved Vera, no, we've saved Lon. Otherwise, go to 49.3. Clear her to take her boat to immediately travel. Indication on White Sky Lake. Yeah, we've seen Vera before. She was pivotal in our day one excursions. So now things like Walk With Me are relevant again. But I think I'm just resting. Except I'll do this exhaustibility with my focus to add to an aid card with my roll. And now I'm resting. Stand these back up. I just don't want to do more tests. Seems not a good idea. Ooh, we got a quiet. And another favorite gear. I can't believe I haven't run into features to use this. Okay. This ranger. Oh, the elder still stayed on top. Well, we got so many humans out. Something that affects beings right now would be kind of crazy. Here. Flood. Vera, unfortunately. When a card with flood attached is cleared. I think that went in an order that I didn't want it to have happen. Yeah, that could be a bummer. Because I don't know what the order of those things triggering is. When a card with the flood attached is cleared. So I think I have to clear her and execute her clear stuff. Then she's cleared. Then that would add a progress to that. But I would have already have traveled away from White Sky. So but I'd be arriving at Golden Shore. So do I check off Golden Shore and then go back to White Sky? This is actually really interesting. Let's see how things pan out here. We've already drawn all of our path cards, I guess, right? So we're going to play Cordo's Instinct again to put a path card on top, and we're going to find Flood. Put it on top after we shuffle. Over here, we will use Riri's Survey with a pocketed belt pouch. So we're sitting at 3 on awareness. +1 is 4 with crests. 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably not going to matter too much. We're going to take the flood. We'll put the bramble there and the wool hunt on the bottom. But this is probably going to get shuffled. The one we're going to draw is flood. We will put it on the elder. Or should we put it on? Well, we put it on the elder because she doesn't have much of a harm threshold, just in case. All right, we will Oru the elder. over to here, 2 progress, Pakodo, put an aid token here, takes her to 4. That's going to clear her. So we'll just do that now before I forget. The crest. Let's see. Nothing for the crest, right? Because the flood came over here. Yeah. Then we have to shuffle this. Yeah. We had that weird situation where that one challenge or that one reshuffle thing didn't actually do anything. The Elder is about to be cleared. I've already put the flood thing there. Okay. Her clear thing is 51. Oh, we didn't read her thing either. If a ranger has biscuit basket, no. If you've completed Lure Quiet, when she came out, we should have read this. As you walk along White Sky's outermost platform, you see Elder Murtok Grell leaning out over the railing, eyes focused on the lake. He has a long, thin fishing pole in one hand. Oh, it's a he. Casting with a quick practice motions. His eyes are closed. He seems to be fishing entirely by feel. His eyes drift open. I recognize those footsteps, he says. I must say, it's nice to know that Quiet isn't lurking about anymore, but it does feel different without her, doesn't it? Clear her to ask her what there's to do around White Sky. Okay, well, we did clear her. If you've completed or currently have Lure Quiet, go to 51.4. Thank you for your help, he says. Now, is there anything I can do for you? You're asking if there's anything else you can do for the folks of White Sky, and he thinks for a moment. A lot of people have been complaining about the poor fishing around here lately, including myself. I recommend talking to Artel about it. Otherwise, you could always swim down to the bubble and see if Solaro needs help. He'd be happy for the company. As you make to leave, he taps your arm. Also, if you need help getting around the lake, talk to Vera. She may be gruff, but she's the best barge pilot I know. If you're on, remove the reclaimers. Well, we are not. So that's it. We just clear and reshuffle flood back into the path deck. Now, I really need to know how this is going to go with Vera. Do I want to try to just have something else? Flood. I'm going to throw in a quick cut. Okay, so thanks again to Chub Frog. I had a several minute discussion with him, and we're not exactly sure on the timing of if I clear her, when would I be able to travel versus putting the 3rd progress on this. I'm just not going to be greedy. I think we'll just try to end the day here. Start here again. Well, first I'm going to clear her to, or try to clear her to finish off the White Sky part of Rising Waters. And I have no idea whose turn it is actually right now. Anyways, we'll start here on day 5. We'll try to find Vera again. I might actually even try to get down to the bubble first before we go across the lake to Golden Shore. Could be kind of fun. One other thing, I swapped pocketed belt pouch with the headset because I have completely forgotten to use the thing while I've scouted the deck. It's the whole reason it's here, and it has not been seeing any use. So Artel, it looks like you're not going to make it across the lake again today. So yeah, and I don't want to try to travel I don't want to try to travel because I would like to try to get down to the bubble, and I can use Vera to get across Golden Shore. White Sky stays flooded, so you can actually like take some flood tokens with you across too. So that's kind of interesting. We'll play with that tomorrow. But I have no idea whose turn that was. What I was even doing. I'm just going to go over here to Chandara to try to connect with Vera. I no longer have that thing. I'll use a heart from Quiet. So we're sitting at 3, 4. Oh, that's interesting. Well, 5, 6. And we can always pet the dog to add more if we need to. So we're looking at 6 on a spirit connection test with Vera. -1 is 5, of course. Does not finish. Crest. There's an active predator. Number of flood tokens, there's none. Active predator, there's none. We will connect with Vera over here. 1, 2, 3. She is a 2 difficulty. She has 2 presence, making the test a 2 difficulty. So this is spirit at a strength of 3. Okay, so that takes her to 8. And 49. Where's my mouse? There it is. Save Vera, no. 49.5. You may immediately proceed to the... you move down the shore to Vera. No, nope. If you don't choose travel, discard her and resolve the remainder of the test as normal. Yeah, it would have been nice to travel. If we just could have gotten that flood attached to somebody else or anything else, our plan would have worked. Or if I had another way, I currently, without awareness, didn't have another way to dig for another flood. Yeah. And I mean, I guess I could have tried one more round, but whatever. We'll try to see what the bubbles got going on. So she just gets discarded. The flood. So this flips to 3. When you clear a card, place 1 progress on it. Shuffle the flood back into here. And 1.07. With some quick thinking, yes, check off the bubble matching your current location next to Rising Waters, removal progress mission card. And if all 3 locations are complete, read the following. They are not. So we're going to check off White Sky is the first bubble. And we remove the progress. And now we're just going to fatigue out the day. So we don't get to camp. We don't get to change our decks. We would rest, draw. I don't know if this really matters. Like if there's, oh, there's the bubble. I wonder, actually, can I get down to the bubble? Now. That would be kind of sweet, actually. Fitness plus those. We're going to try. We're going to try to get down to the bubble. Because actually right now I don't care if I lose all of my gear. Yes, right now I don't care. I got like basically 1 shot at it. I should probably start over here because I got all kinds of Yeah, so this is kind of cool, actually. I'm glad I decided to actually look at the cards. We're going to read 50. Fitness plus exploration swim. It's a test of 3. Return all your equipped gear to your hand and move your ranger token to this feature. If you fail, suffer an injury. And clear it, we're going to read 50. But first we need to read the enters play. Standing on the edge of one of White Sky's platforms, you can see through the clear water to the lake bed a good 5 meters down. Nestled among the jagged rocks and mud is what looks like a large bubble of trapped air. You see green within and movement as well. You ask one of the locals, a young boy, if there's anyone in the bubble right now. Just one, he says, not taking his eyes off the bobber on his fishing line. Solaro Mako, the archaeologist, said he wanted to study some of the old archaeology gadgets down there. When you ask when he's coming up, he laughs. No idea, Solaro says the bubble has plenty of food in it. You can stay down there forever. We got to be slightly smart about this, though. We still have to worry about this ending our day early. So I was just going to take a fatigue from this, but then if the sun comes up before this ranger gets to go, then the day's over. So we're going to use Oru to move this doe over to here to put 2 progress on it. Then Pakoda will put 2 more and get rid of it with just exhaust abilities, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. Now, a 3. Man, I wish I had 1 exploration icon or a way to scout the challenge deck. It is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. So we're going to do 2 fitness. We need to get to 5 here. So we'll do 2 fitness plus these 2 cards to give us 5. And draw. Ooh, -2 is still 3. And we got the sun. So that's going to fatigue both of us, but our token goes here. All of our equipment gets put back into our hand. And no other sun icons, but then we have to shuffle. I mean, that is the one that could have been like devastating, but it's still in the deck. If that's the one that comes up, oh, we're supposed to tick that down when the sun comes up. I wish I had an adaptable multi-tool, but I don't. It's not a traverse test. Because we're going to try to do the same thing with 3. Oh, we're good. 3, it's a feature. So we get to use this. Plus the token is 5. We're good. We're good. Yep. Okay, 0. So we make it there. All of our equipped gear goes back into our hand. I get to sue the fatigue actually because I used the thingy. It's a trail markers. All of that goes back into our hand, right? Yeah, and move our token there. Now both of our tokens are here. We haven't got to the challenge icon yet. Read. If you haven't received the archaeology mission, go to 50.2. So I was here, clear. If you haven't received archaeology, go to 50.2. The air inside the bubble is surprisingly still and laden with enough oxygen that you feel as if you've woken from a deep sleep. In the center of the bubble, you see a disc made of dull gray steel, maybe a few meters across. Someone has laid a bedroll next to it, and that Same someone is crouched over the disc, studying it intently. The man looks up from his work and waves. Welcome to the bubble. Come over here, why don't you? Solaro shows you the disc, which appears to be stamped with concentric rings of indecipherable text. He also shows you a translation device he's built, a glass plate that, when laid over the text, slowly translates parts of it into something legible. After a long time enthusiastically talking about his work, Solaro gets a thoughtful look in his eyes. You know, there are arcology ruins all over the valley. If you ever find anything interesting, I'd love for you to bring it by and show me. I can give you one of my translation plates too. That might help in any exploration you do. Gain the Arcology Archaeology mission. Come back to me to show me what you've found. You can find me here, or in Spire down in the Arcology, or out in the field studying the fractured wall. So much to discover. I can't bear staying in one place for too long. Okay, that was pretty sweet. I'm really glad. Oh, before everyone thinks I cheated, exhaust to dodge this was entirely crucial and key to this whole thing finishing, because I only have one card left in deck, and that would have fatigued me for 2. That was a whole part of the plan. Arcology, Archaeology, Day 4. Well, that's what I wanted to do at the beginning of tomorrow, and I'm really glad I drew the cards to fatigue out. Maybe that's like a lesson, a life lesson. Solaro Mako has asked you to keep an eye out for remnants of the old arcology for him. After a ruin is cleared, we read that. And then the part that the green screen doesn't like says, after this mission has 3 check marks. So this one is going to check off on the campaign tracker. Find Solaro Mako to continue. So we got to find him in one of those places that he talked about. Spire, the fractured wall, or back down in the bubble. I probably keep mixing up who these things belong to. Mountain does nothing. It will rest and have to draw and then fatigue out. Rest, rest, have to draw, fatigue out. There's no more cards to draw. Okay, it's going to be a long one, so I'm just going to end it there and say I probably made some other mistakes other than the ones I've already caught. Please leave them down in the comments. I hope you're enjoying Earthborne Rangers and everything else I put up on the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.